Hey guys, this is Simon from Fateless. I've got an exciting video for you today. This is the type of stuff I absolutely love. Alex from the Magic Media team, he's actually our art director, oversees the whole art project from the Magic Media side. He's actually done some concepting work for us to look at today, and he's literally done an end-to-end design for one of the heroes from the Aru faction. Now, we've already seen a bunch of the Aru. Okay, we've seen Horus in terms of 2D concepting, and maybe you've seen that video from where we went from initial concept through to this final concept that you're seeing here. I hope you did see that video because it's really interesting, and the work we're going to see from Alex today is actually his initial concept work before these iterations take place. We've seen Isis from the Aru as well. Maybe you haven't seen this one actually. Anubis in this kind of like final form before he goes off to the 3D side. And then we've seen Ramses a few times on the channel now, who has already gone through the 3D treatments and is already in our build. So for this one, it's Nefertiti. Yes, I did go to a YouTube video to make sure I was saying it right. Hopefully I did that justice. But we're going to see Alex's interpretation, and he's going to take us through how he is designing this hero.
Hi. My name is Alexander Preuss. I'm art director here at Magic Media. Today I would like to show you how we create a character concept from scratch based on an epic character we have in game called Nefertiti. She was a queen in Egypt about 1370 BC, and for this I will use Photoshop as my main painting app, but also a lot of predefined parts from already existing character concepts. So the first thing I usually do is I create a mood board for the characters I'm working on. So this is the one I set up for Nefertiti. This is the famous boost. I think it's currently displayed in Berlin in Germany. Here you can see already some nice ideas how we could shape the character. Ideas for the face. I guess this is AI generated. Doesn't look really good, but also gives me an idea to what the character potentially could look like. Older paintings I found. That's the first steps. Let's jump over to Photoshop. So this is my Photoshop template I used to work on new character concepts. I have our female base mesh 3D model rendered in two sides, placed into this file. This helps me to be accurate with proportions and makes the life easier for the 3D artist. So yeah, I start with a basic naked template. I have a set of folders here which helps me to sort things. So while I create different parts of the body, different set of clothing, I will already place them in different folders to make it actually easier to exchange parts later. So I don't need to delete and overpaint the stuff on the whole concept I painted. So I try to separate it into smaller chunks. So the first thing I do, having this in the background, and let's pick another color. Try to capture an idea, initial idea what the character could potentially look like. So which means I go here, have my character as base, and I try to find some shapes which could display already the character how I think yeah, it could look good. Basically some rough ideas to see how the shape comes alive actually. So trying to imagine some typical Egyptian elements like these bracelets, maybe making her not too sexy, more like a really elegant kind of person. So that's basically the first steps I always do. Doing an overpaint, really rough, just with lines, to find an idea. Also proportions for all the element, what looks good, what kind of shape flow. So while talking about shape flow, I use always tricks I learned from the past is to have nice flow on each element, which means you try to get a visual flow into the character itself, and this is super important because it should look pleasing to the eyes. So yeah, that's basically the first bigger things I do while starting. So the next thing I would like to have is basic idea for colors. So let's bring this original boost. So we have this blue-gray, but of course it's super old and it's maybe already a little bit bleached out over the ages. Potentially, it's maybe a little bit darker. Let's move this on top. Now, I think this could work. Maybe a little bit more blue. Mix this up a little bit. Yeah, this could work. Getting a basic idea of the overall colors I will use. So let's make this bracket here a little bit bigger. Add a darker version of it where I shift this a little bit into a different hue. So this is supposed to be gold. So let's find a nice tone for gold. Yeah, let's pick this one as a base. And with gold, if you go darker, you go also a little bit more into red and yellow. So this is a nice trick you can do. It's actually the dodge tool, which I use to blow up colors, but also get a little bit ideas of different color variations which come out. And then I just blur this a little bit. So I get some nice color values. You can also use the burn tool in Photoshop for darker colors. It shifts colors nicely and look a little bit more realistic. If you try to imagine the colors by yourself while not having a photo reference where you can pick from, it's sometimes a little bit tricky. So let's start here. So this is not dirty, I know, but for me it's just if I blur my eyes a little bit, I can see already how it potentially could look like. So because we want a little bit of style, so we are not going too crazy with colors, so let's keep the overall color tone. Let's make this a little bit brighter, dodging this, to have her breasts a little bit not too strong, but that you can see the silhouettes. So characters should be interesting to look at, and describing the shapes which are existing already is, I think, a very, very good idea. Let's put some gold here as well. This kind of ornamental stuff. So right, let's put some gold here. Same goes for the clothing. And maybe we need some ornaments here as well. Some gold stripe separations, everything which makes the clothing look more valuable, I think. Having shadows already displayed. Let's go a little bit darker. We have the third blue value for the back area. Yeah, but you can see already where it potentially could go.
So really cool to see where Alex has taken it in that kind of like initial phase. And yes, we had to cover up boobs a lot because of YouTube. But anyway, really cool to see the way Alex kind of like approached the design. With a rare hero like Nefertiti here, sometimes we will reuse parts that we've used in other heroes. That way we can speed up our design process. Generally, legendaries are, I'd say, almost like completely unique. Epics, mainly unique. Rares, they'll use some pieces from other heroes just to speed up our design and give us a chance really to hit the number of heroes that we want in the time frame we've got. Also, we can get like asset packs which enable us to speed up some of the processes as well. So once Alex has got this vision of what he wants, he's able to look through some of the other parts. And then what we will do is retexture those final parts so that they look unique anyway, which is very cool.
So I bring up the naked base again, and let's go step by step. So I have my neck part. I place here. As you see, I have a little drop shadow under this part to simulate already a more realistic look. Let's pick the belt first. With this approach, you get a super fast way also to play with variations. Let's say, okay, I make a copy of this one, and I shift the colors just a little bit to see, maybe I want a different color, going into blue, the saturation a little bit, making it a little bit darker. Maybe this fits better, but let's go with the yellow first. The lower arms part, which is from another female character. And top arm part, I think this one I had original for a male character. I think it was Ramses, but I think this fits pretty well. Of course, I need to bring this over. Flip horizontal, as also the lower arm. Then we have the top part. Of course, the most important piece is the crown. Let's move the face first over. Here we go. For this I need to hide a little bit the original shapes of the base mesh. For this I created a mask, so this is no better, but move it a little bit so that it fits nicely. And we have the crown, most important piece. And as cover, because this area looks a little bit naked, I picked this one from Bastard, another female Egyptian character. This is a nice version of Nefertiti. We have this cool background I created to bring it a little bit more into focus. I think what we need are some drop shadows on the ground. Let's pick a black color, just create a gradient here. And let's move it over here. Let's copy this over for the stuff as well.
So there you go. Look, I hope you enjoyed it. I really like the way the kind of concepting is done. We definitely got a more like a streamlined process, and it's interesting actually seeing different techniques. So Alex here is kind of using this, almost like a straw doll technique, where he's bringing pieces onto his design and kind of like getting a finalized vision of what he wants. What then will happen is Dane from our team will do some notes, and Esther from the Magic Media team will do a bit of an overpaint based on those notes. So it's kind of like a three-prong attack, which so far has been super effective. So there you go, guys. That is going to be another video wrapped up. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.